Kyle Tucker, we'll begin with you.
Cal, obviously, you said at halftime, I think something like, can we please get better on offense? What another sort of slog in that department tonight? Where do you see the ball sticking? Where do you see some of the issues?
What do you see? Why don't you talk to us? Go ahead, Kyle. You say it.
Terrence and BJ have got to give it up.
And our point guards can't have 8 turnovers between them over dribbling and trying to control the ball versus just give it up and get away. You're better off the ball than you are on the ball. It's hard to accept that, but that's the truth. Let me say this. They switched everything, so it's hard to really get some assists. You got to run downhill. And when we did, we got to the rim and got layups. But it's hard because you're going to get bumped. You'd rather pull it back and mess around with the ball, and then you just look like you're not a very good player. But, you know, they got to go through this. I mean, this is all part of the growth of this. Let me just say this. If I was Bill Self, I'd be so happy because my team was held to 29% from the floor and 23% from the 3, and we win. I love those games. Just to slog it out. And let me tell you what they did to us in the second half. They punked us. They just got fit. We couldn't even bring in a ball. And all they did was went after people, and guys just, it's not that important. We have to learn. You know, sometimes I think Bill Belichick said, you have to know things that keep you from losing to learn to win. Well, what keeps you from losing is not turning it over. Just not. Second thing is free rebounds. We're getting them. You understand, we didn't rebound on free throws. The biggest one of the game, guy didn't block out. Guy ran right around him and grabbed the ball. It was embarrassing. But that's what we need to learn. Olivier, a breakout, you're going to foul? What? It's not football. It's not a touchdown. Let him shoot a layup. We'll score in 3 seconds. And that's a veteran. Davion, veteran. At crunch time, he drove in and just threw a ball. We were going to win the game. What did you do that for? I just had to shy. I really had that. You just threw it at the rim. That's the stuff we've got to work through. So, but you know what? We played a lot of people. Jacob helped himself and moved into a rotation spot now. Some guys got to grow up and grow up fast. You know, part of it is you can't have an excuse. This is a no excuse program. You want to make excuses, you shouldn't be here. This is, you figure it out and you go. But, you know, listen to what I just said. We held them to 29%, 23 from the 3, and we rebound with them, but they got us. We end up with 12 block shots, and then you have to say, how the hell did you lose? You had 16 turnovers, 8 from your point guards. You're going to lose. Well, why did they have 8? Because they're trying to make hard plays instead of making the easiest play, you know, and getting away from the ball. But the 16 were spread out because I think Brandon had 3, Terrence had 3. Between those two, they had 6. So it was our guards that turned it over.
Okay, John Hale, we're coming to you.
Cal, Olivier struggled with foul trouble a lot last year at Wake Forest. Just how important is it for you guys, given your youth everywhere else, that he stays out of those situations so he can stay on the floor?
Yeah, I told him after the game, that was the dumbest foul I've ever seen. Let the guy shoot a layup. Who gives a shit? It's nothing. Again, this isn't a touchdown that we got to get a kickoff and march it back. We'll score in 5 seconds. So who cares? I mean, we got to be smarter. But again, I think I say it again. You have to know what keeps you from losing before you can win. And we don't know it yet because I'm not sure, we're still not playing for ourselves. How about Isaiah, who played his heart out, shoots a three. It's a tied game. Well, why did you do that? Well, I was open. You were open because they left you open. I mean, so there was a lot of, but you know what? Hey, we're 10 new guys playing on national television, playing Kansas, who had a chance to be in the game and did well against Gonzaga. And we defended them. We guarded them. We just weren't rough enough. And that's why I kept putting guys in the game. If you'll rebound, I'm going to leave you in the game. Couldn't get Cam in, couldn't get a ball.
Okay, Jerry Tipton, we're coming to you next.
John, everybody's going to notice the missing of the 3-point shots. What do you think about that at this 2 straight games now?
Yeah, let's hope it's not 3. But, you know, I think we got a good 3-point shooting team, but just not making them right now. Could be that the pressure that these kids have never been in this situation and it means more. You're playing with, headphones on and gloves on and you're shooting the ball and, now all of a sudden this thing's different. A guy's hanging on you. You're playing with a guy that's 4 years older than you and the guy's up in you. Okay, it's a different deal and it takes time to get used to.
And John, Richmond had a positive COVID test. You guys obviously played them on Sunday. What goes through your mind, hearing that?
It's something we're wearing the chips for that reason, so that we know if that guy was near anybody, who was it? And it was staff more than a player. But, here's the only thing I'd say. And Jim Boeheim said this, and I don't think I've ever quoted a Jim Boeheim quote ever. Maybe I won't even quote it. There was a guy that said, someone's got to lead this. And we got to know everybody's doing the same, because I hear a team played with 2 or 3 guys and then they say, but they didn't trace anybody. We didn't do. And another team that was playing ended up having it yesterday and they're out 2 weeks. The team that played this team, Kansas, before us, where is the continuity? Where is the consistency of what we're supposed to do? None of us know. All we're trying to do is stay safe. I'm wearing sunglasses, mask. I got gloves on the plane. No one leaves a room. But if we're doing that, it's kind of like pollution. We do everything right here and another 4 countries with billions of people don't. What does it matter what we're doing? Doesn't matter. So, we're in a bubble on campus. We left the day before the game only because it snowed in Lexington. And that shuts down, and I was afraid, so we left early. But, you get worried. I know our football team had a bunch out. I don't know. I mean, we're unique in that we're in the lodge and in the practice facility, but we left now. Now I'm scared to death when we get tested, and I'm not, look, I hope none of us get it. And I'm not saying I'm scared for me personally. I don't want to give it to anybody. And so, these kids have their whole life ahead of them.
Okay, Daryl Bird, you're next.
Hey, John, most every year that you've been here, you've had young players early on trying to do way too much, trying to get to the NBA the first week they're on campus. What happens at some point that changes them and they become team players down the stretch?
I tell them to unpack their bags, put the clothes in the dresser. Let's worry about being a good college player and a good college team. Listen, what you're doing is not working. So now it's time to listen. But I've had guys, I call them a little bit delusional, that have excuses and they're not, it's always somebody else because they've been enabled their whole life. If any of these guys are like that, they won't change and they will be who they are. Hopefully they trust me enough to know I've got their best interest at heart. I know how to do this for them individually as a player, but you got to listen. And we've got to learn from this. You got to learn, how do I play if I'm getting muscled? How do I play? Why am I not when I got the ball by the man, I shot layups. So why didn't we do that more? Why not? You know, we had a couple breakouts. We were ready to break the game open. I mean, we were. Terrence came down and charged. I mean, why'd you do that? Why wouldn't you pull up and just shoot a little runner, which is your shot anyway? You're not a good layup shooter. Some guys aren't good layup shooters. He's not. Shoot a runner. I'd like to see him shoot a pull up from the foul line. Shoot that. Why are you doing it? Oh, I got to show. What? That you can run somebody over? This is all stuff that it's on me to get these kids to play right. It's on me. Let me say this. They're all good kids, really good kids. They're a little immature. You know why? Because they're 19 years old. They've never been challenged and coached this way, and they've never played in an environment like Kentucky. So here's the other thing. I got to talk to Mitch about it. We can't, road wins should not have added weight. Would you agree? Why would a road win have added weight? There's no one in the building.
Yep.
So why aren't every win and loss exactly the same now? The analytics, all those people that put in the RPI and all those, they don't want to hear this stuff because they got their formula designed. Well, are you doing it by fans? Yeah, you went on the road. They only had 1,500, but the other team had 4,000. I mean, there's no one in the game. Our game with Richmond was a dead game, and our fans were great, but there's 3,000 in a cavernous building. So anyway, we got, look, again, we did some good stuff. We should have won the game. I'll put it on me. I should have done different things. We hit the skids offensively. I'm trying to figure out how we get a good shot. I haven't figured it out for the kids yet, but I will. It'll take time, but we'll figure it out.
All right, we have time for one more. Ken Spencer, it's you.
Yeah, John, you mentioned the point guard struggles. Who do you feel like is best to initiate your all's offense?
Well, either one can if they just get rid of the ball. Just all I need you to do is get us started. And then I need you away from the ball. So when it comes to you, there's 4 eyes on you or 2 versus 10 eyes. And they're fine. They can shoot it. They can drive it. Good free throw shooters. I mean, all that. But when there's 10 eyes on you, they're just not as good. And so I'm saying, get rid of it. Get us started. Get to the weak side. Go make plays over there. Shoot the ball. Score the ball. Make an extra pass. Create for your team. Get us assists. Again, our point guards today had 3 assists. 2 point guards, 3 assists. Not enough. It's got to be 8, 9 between 2 of you. 8, 9, 10 assists. Some of it may be missed shots, but I will say this again. They switched what makes you play one-on-one. It does, because you're wasted. You might as well, if you got a good matchup, go take the guy. So, all right, let us get back. See you guys and ladies later.
We'll have Isaiah Jackson coming up next.